Right. Now we are going to discuss the chemical properties of the elements in the third period. Chemical properties of the elements in the third period. So under this lesson we are learning about the elements in the third period and their reaction with oxygen, water and chlorine. Right? Right. Now we are going for the short note. We are talking about the chemical properties now. Chemical properties. Right? So under this we are learning about these things. We are learning about the third period elements. Third period elements. And we are learning about the oxides. The oxides and their chlorides. Right? Then if you come to the third period elements, we are learning the reaction of third period elements with oxygen, with water and with chlorine. Okay? Right. Then if you come to oxides, we are learning about the nature of the oxides, and their reactions. We are learning about the chlorides, their nature and the reactions. So we are mainly focusing on these ones, right? Right. Now, first of all, we are going to learn the reactions of group 3 elements, sorry, not the group 3, third period elements with oxygen. Right. So in the short note, we are writing it like this. Sodium, when it is burnt with oxygen, we know that it burns with the yellow flames to form sodium oxide. It's a solid. So you can write in front of this yellow flame. Burns with a yellow flame. Next one, if you take magnesium also reacts with oxygen when it is burning and forms MgO solid, right? It burns with a bright white flame. It burns with a bright white flame. Okay? Right, then aluminium, you know that aluminium is not, it means when it is present as a strip, it is not reacting with oxygen because it is not burning with oxygen because it forms an oxide layer, aluminium oxide. But if you take the powder of aluminium, we know that it bonds with oxygen to form aluminium oxide solid. It is also having a bright white flame. Then you know that silicon very slowly reacts with oxygen, right? And forms SiO2 solid, silicon dioxide. Right? Next one, phosphorus vigorously reacts with oxygen, you know that, right? And forms P4O10 solid. And you know that this one burns with a yellow or white flame. I'm not going to balance the reactions, but you should remember this one, right? Then sulfur is specific because you know that when sulfur burns with oxygen, it forms sulfur dioxide. So you know that it has a pungent smell. It is in gaseous phase. You can see that. It is further oxidizes to sulfur trioxide, SO3 gas. I told you that it is specific because sulfur burns with a blue flame. Right? Then, if you take sodium and magnesium, we know that they vigorously reacts. But this one and this one, it means aluminium and silicon, slowly reacts. And these two also, this is vigorously reacts and this is gently burn with oxygen. That is the way that the elements, the third period elements react with oxygen to form these oxides. Right? Then this is the short note that we can use to memorize the reactions. Memorize the reactions. Then we are coming for these oxides. We are going to learn about their nature. We are going for the oxides. Oxides. We are going for these oxides. I mean, there should be this also. Right. Right. If you come to these oxides, you should know their bond type first. So you know that if you take this one, these two, so they form ionic bonds. And if you take aluminium oxide, it forms ionic bond but with covalent characteristics. Covalent character. Then if you take silicon dioxide, P4O10 and sulfur dioxide, you know that it is covalent. It is covalent. Covalent. Then if you take their structure, so this is the bond type, then if you come to the structure, these three forms giant ionic structure. Giant ionic structures. And silicon dioxide, you know that it forms giant covalent lattice. Giant covalent. And if you take these two, they are simple molecular. Simple molecules. That is the structure. Then, if you come to the acidity basicity of these ones, you know that these two, the first one, sodium oxide and magnesium oxide, sodium oxide and magnesium oxide, these two are basic oxides. And aluminium oxide is, you know that it's amphoteric. Amphoteric means can react with either acids or base. Silicon dioxide is weakly acidic. This is weakly acidic, or this is also weakly acidic. So we can take these three oxides are acidic. They are acidic. Right? Now you can easily understand. Aluminium oxide is amphoteric. These two basic, and last three acidic. Last three acidic. Then you should know their reactions with water. I'll go for this side. Right? I'm going to this side. Reaction with water. Water. You know that sodium oxide reacts with water and forms sodium hydroxide aqueous. Like that you can write magnesium hydroxide very slowly reacts to form magnesium hydroxide. It may be a solid. You know that magnesium hydroxide is a solid. But we can take it as aqueous. If it is not saturated, it is present as MgOH twice aqueous. And then if you take aluminium oxide and silicon dioxide, you know that they are not reacting with water. They are not reacting. And P4O10 is very important. It forms H3PO4 aqueous when it is reacting with water. What it is acid? This is phosphoric 5 acid. Phosphoric 5 acid. Sulfur dioxide gas reacts with water and forms H2SO3 aqueous. You can easily memorize this one by checking the oxidation state. What is the oxidation state of sulfur in this compound? You know how to find that, right? X minus 2 into 2. You know that sum of the oxidation states of a molecule is equal to 0. So X is plus 4. The oxidation state is plus 4. If you check the oxidation state of this one, it is also plus 4, right? So those oxidation states are equal. Then if you come to the next oxide, SO3, it reacts with water and forms H2SO4 aqueous, sulfuric. If you check the oxidation states, you can see that they are equal. They are equal. Right. Then if you come to the nature of these ones, the acidity, basicity, hydroxide, sodium hydroxide is a strong basic. This is weakly basic. And if you take this one, this is weakly acidic. This is weakly acidic. and sulfuric is strongly acidic. Right? If you go for the pH values of these ones, if you take this solution, the pH is around 2, and if you take this solution, the pH is around 1. This is pH. Okay? Right. So this is the short note of the reactions of oxides. Right? From this you can understand the oxides. Right? Then we are coming for the chlorides. Before going for the chlorides, you should know some reactions also relevant to these oxides. So what are those reactions? We have to learn 1, 2, 3, 4 reactions. It means reactions of oxides, basic oxides with acids. Basic oxides with acids. If you take a basic oxide, it reacts with acids to form salt and water. You know this, salt and water. For example, if you take magnesium oxide solid, acid HCl, these two forms MgCl2 aqueous plus H2O liquid. So they exchange the ions. Correct? Another one, sodium oxide solid plus H2SO4 aqueous. So what are the products formed? These two exchange the ions. It forms Na2SO4 aqueous plus H2O liquid. Right? This is basic oxide with acids. It's very important. Right? Then if you take, if you take amphoteric oxide, if you take amphoteric oxide, so amphoteric oxide that we are learning is aluminium oxide, it can react with acids as well as bases. If it is reacting with HCl, it forms AlCl3 aqueous plus hydrogen, H2O liquid. Right? Then I told you that amphoteric oxides can react with acids as well as bases. Reacts with bases and forms this salt, NaAlOH4. This aqueous solution, and it's a complex ion. This is complex ion. Right? And when you are balancing this one, you should put water molecule in front of this. It's better if you can remember the stoichiometric numbers, 2 NaOH and 2 this one, and H2O. If you take H2O, there must be 3 H2O molecules. You can remember these numbers, 2 and 2, then you can balance the water. It's better if you can remember the stoichiometric number, otherwise it takes time to balance this one, right? You can see that the amphoteric oxide is reacting with the acids and bases. Right. Then, if you take acidic oxide, it is reacting with bases to form salt and water. In your syllabus, they are not focusing on these reactions, but it is important to know the products of these reactions also. For example, carbon dioxide, or we can take silicon dioxide, SiO2 solid. It reacts with NaOH to form Na2SiO3, sodium silicate plus H2O liquid. And if you take P4O10 solid, it reacts with KOH to form, how we are writing this reaction. So you can write the acid of this one, that is H3PO4, this one. Acid of P410, or as P410 reacts with water to form this one. Then you can write the reaction with H3PO4 and KOH. So what is the product that we are getting? K3PO4 aqueous plus H2O liquid. You should know about the valencies. K potassium is group 1, in group 1, so it should form K plus ion, and this is PO4 3 minus. They are exchanging and forms K3PO4. K3PO4, right? Right. This is P410. So just like that, sulfur dioxide reacts with NaOH or KOH and forms, what is the acid of this one? That is H2SO3. We learned that these two reacts to form Na2SO3 plus water. H2O liquid, this is aqueous. And if it is SO3 gas, it reacts with NaOH to form Na2SO4 aqueous plus water. Why? The acid formed by SO3 is H2SO4. Right. That's all about the oxides. Right? Make a short note. You can take all the big note into one sheet. Then you can easily memorize this. Then we are coming for the chlorides. Right. This is oxides and then chlorides. Oxides, then chlorides. We are coming for the chlorides. So you know that chlorides are formed when the metals react with chlorine. First of all, you should know that reaction. So I'll start from sodium. Sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine. So if you take these reactions, these three vigorously react. Vigorously reacts, these three, with chlorine, right? With chlorine. And they forms their chlorides. See the chlorides. Then if you take silicon, silicon and phosphorus. Yes, silicon and phosphorus. You know, take this. Silicon and phosphorus, they slowly reacts with chlorine. Slowly reacts with chlorine to form their chlorides. The chlorides of sulfur is not in the syllabus, but we are learning that also. Right. Sodium forms NaCl with chlorine. This one forms MgCl2. And aluminium forms Al2Cl6. You know that. Aluminium is not forming AlCl3. Two AlCl3 molecules combines with each other through dative bonds to form Al2Cl6 dimer. It's a dimer. You know that, right? If you take these three, sodium chloride, magnesium chloride and aluminium chloride, these three in solid state, then silicon forms SiCl4, which is in liquid phase. Phosphorus forms PCl5, it is also in liquid phase, right? And the last one forms SCl2 or S2Cl2. These are the chloride forms. Now you can easily memorize this. Sodium, magnesium, aluminium vigorously reacts. Silicon, phosphorus slowly reacts. And these are the chlorides. Right? Then if you come to their nature, you know this. These two, sodium chloride and magnesium chloride, now the nature, the bond type, ionic bonding. This is that is covalent. It's important, right? Aluminium but covalent. Right here, metal, non-metal, but the bond is covalent. If you take these three, you can easily understand they are covalent. Molecules. Now, if you come to their structure, you know that these two forms giant ionic structures. Giant ionic structures. But if you take the others, these ones, they are simple molecules. Right. Now you can easily memorize the chlorides. It's the most of the properties in this short note, right? Okay. Then if you come to their reactions, with water, it's in your syllabus, right? So I'll erase this. If you want, you can write this, right? Right. If you come to their reactions, with water, we should know the reaction of these ones with water. Right? When we are adding water into this one, what is happening for these ones? We'll see. This is not important, but I will give you. If you take sodium chloride, you know that sodium chloride is an ionic compound. When we are adding it into the water, its ionic lattice breaks and forms the ions. And they are gathering water molecules and forms hydrated ions. These are hydrated ions. It gathers water molecules and forms hydrated ions. Right. Then magnesium chloride, it's also, we should know the pH value of the resultant solution also. If you take the first one, you can see that this is from sodium hydroxide. No, when sodium hydroxide reacts with HCl, it forms this salt. So it's a strong acid, strong base salt. If the salt is strong acid, strong base salt, the solution is neutral. The resultant solution is neutral. The pH is 7 at 25 Celsius. Right? Not in all the temperatures. At 25 Celsius, the pH is 7. Then if you take magnesium chloride, it's also just like sodium and forms magnesium ion and 2Cl minus ions. So if you take this one, the pH is 6.5. You can see that slightly acidic. The reason is this is made up of magnesium hydroxide. It is slightly basic. It is not a strong base actually, right? That's why the pH drops. You can see that it's an acidic pH at 25 Celsius. Then Al2Cl6 solid, you know that when we are adding Al2Cl6 into water, first it forms LCl3 aqueous. And this one, LCl3 aqueous, in an aqueous solution present as LH2O6 3 plus aqueous. This is complex ion. And it is hydrated ion, complex ion. And you know that this is easily breaks into LH2O5OH 2 plus aqueous plus H plus aqueous. It releases one water molecule in this one, depletes into H plus and OH minus and forms H2O5 OH, and OH is remaining, one OH is remaining, H plus is released. So if you take aluminium chloride aqueous solution, that is acidic due to the presence of this H plus. It means if you add sodium carbonate into this solution, it produces carbon dioxide. You understand? Right. Then if you take SiCl4, PCl5 and this is not in the syllabus, but we'll go for the SiCl4. SiCl4 reacts with water to form SiO2 solid plus HCl aqueous. SiO2 solid plus HCl aqueous. Right. Before making HCl aqueous, you know that this one forms as a gas. Then PCl5 reacts with water to form H3PO4 aqueous plus HCl gas. H3PO4 aqueous plus HCl gas. You know how to balance these reactions also. Usually you are not writing the water in this on this arrow, right? We have to separately write that SiCl4 plus water like that. It forms H3PO4 plus HCl. Right? And if you take these two, HCl, you know that it's a white steamy fume, right? White steamy fume. From that you can recognize these two, right? Alright? So in organic chemistry also we learned this reaction, we learned a reaction like this, right? The last one is not in the syllabus, but I'll give you, I forgot to give the pH values of these two. I'll write it here. If you take the pH values of these two, that is equals to 2. pH value is equals to 2. Right, last one, this one forms H2SO3 plus sulfur dioxide. Sorry, HCl when reacts with water. That's not in the syllabus. Right, these are the relevant thing, or these are the major things that we should know about the chlorides. That's all. I'm Ranjiv. So in the next video we are going to discuss a paper 1 2018 May June. You can learn, or we can discuss in the next video. Thank you.